Hello everyone and welcome to this new tutorial. Today we will build a complete mobile application which display weather information using a simple and powerful design. In this step-by-step tutorial, you will learn many things including connecting to Weather API, and we will be using the HTTP request flow function instead of REST API connector, and you will see why and how to do this. We will use a very interactive front-end component, which is Lottie Animation component. And last but not least, you will learn how to convert CSV files to JSON structure so you can store your data inside a variable and work with it easily. Before we begin, go to the description now and open the following links: the Weather API website, CSV to JSON, and Lottie files. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press like button if you like this tutorial. And now let's go. Let's start preparing our user interface. So as usual, we will remove all the components from the page and remove all the default padding, and we will go to the advanced and make the viewport to be stretched, and then we will add a container, and I'll change the name to be header container. Let's see the design. This is the header, so I'll get the color using the eyedropper and then add the color to Appgyver. Go to style, edit, and add new palette. I'll call it the header background and then paste the new color. Save. Let's design the header now. I'll add the icon, a text. Let's put the text inside the container. Oops, okay. And then two more icons. Let's change the layout to horizontal and change the icons to icons similar to the one in the design. Add a map and then change the text to the city you want to fetch the weather information for. Let's change the icons also to these ones. Maybe I cannot find similar to these exactly, so I'll use something else. So let's choose this and this one. Okay. Now let's change the colors and the size of the icons to be similar to the ones in the design. Let's take the color. Let me make it bigger and use the eyedropper. It will copy automatically, and then add new palette. Okay, let's get it. Let's change the size of this icon. And now the text. The text has the same color of the icon. Let's change the size of this icon before going to the text. So it will be, I think title large will be good. Okay. Let's change the text size also. Oh, this is very big. Let's make it title. Okay, this one is good. And let's change the color to the header font. Alright. Now this icon will have the same color and the same size, which is title large or smaller than. Let's see which one is better. Okay, and now the last one will be in white color. So I'll add the white color to here. I'll call it white and save. And the size is title large. Okay, now let's change the padding for this container. I'll make the align of the components to be in the middle. And let's go to the style to change the padding from top and from bottom to be 4px. And let's see from the right and left if it's good. I think we should add more from the right. So let's add it from the padding. 12 is good, I think. And let's make it from the left to 8. I'll decrease the gap between the text and the map icon and save. Okay, now the header is completed. Let's go to the next container, which will contain the first part of information, which is for the morning. So I'll call it morning container. Let's get the color. And add a new color, which will be the morning background. Save. And then I'll add two containers. One will hold the information about the color, and the other will be for the image or for the animated image, the animated component. So this one will be the animation. Let's make it the animation container. And the next one will be for information. Let's change the layout to horizontal. And to change the gaps between the containers. Okay. Let's see the information and start adding text and titles to the information container. I'll add a title and another one, an icon. I'll put this title and the icon inside the container. So the title will be for the okay, let's make this. So this one will be the number and the icon will be for Celsius symbol. Let's add two texts. Let's see the design. We should have three. One for the weather condition and the others for the wind, and I'll add more than this. Let's put this inside the container. So let's change the text so it will be clear for you what we are adding here. So the first text will be the day part. So it's morning for the first one, and the next title will be for the degree, and the icon will be for the Celsius, so it will be a circle. Let's take this one and let's change the style to be small. Okay, change the color to be the same as the text, so the text will be white, and this one will be the same. Let's see how to put it above the text to the right. Let's change the gap. Okay, what should I do? I'll add spacing from the top maybe. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let's change the text color and size and see how it's going to be. So it will be title large, make it bigger. Okay, this is good, similar to the design. And change the color to white. Next, we will add the weather condition. and change the font size and color. Let's change the font size to be title 3XL. Okay. And let's add the humidity and wind. But before, let's take the color for the morning, which is different than the white. And let's add new palette. Paste. And I'll call it morning font and save. Rain, it will be white. And let's change the layout of the main container. And set the width to be 50%. Maybe it should be bigger, yeah. 60% is good. Of the width of the viewport. And let's prepare the container for the wind. Wind speed will be here. And let's change the align. Before, let's make this to fit to content. And change the left gap for the other one. So let's add the humidity. And the same. Maybe it was better if I do one and then copy, not to repeat the same things for the other one. Okay. Here we have the humidity as percentage. I'll add another one for the I'll add before this another one. You'll see how it will give the feels like temperature. But let's prepare the overall style for this one and then copy and add new component or container. Let's finish the style for this. Let's see if it's bold. No. Let's keep it normal. And what can I do here? I don't know. Maybe it's better to leave it and override the style and then select it for the others. Okay. Let's copy this container duplicate and take it to above. I'll put it under the weather condition or before it, so it will be directly under the temperature degree. It will be feels like. And here will be the number with the Celsius icon. Let's make it fit to content and duplicate this and drag it to the next container. Just decrease the gap, and that's it. I think it's better if it's smaller than this. Let's change. Oh, it seems I duplicated the wrong one. Let's change this to humidity. And this one to percentage. And I'll make this smaller. And change the font color. Oh, this is very small. Let's try to have something nicer. Get this color and change the font size. Yeah, I think this is better. Same for the number. And typography to be text large. And this is the smallest, maybe. Yes, this one is the smallest, so I'll keep it as it. Maybe I can change the number directly from here. Let's put it as static number and test. Yeah, very good. 6 is very good. Okay. Let's change the spaces between these components, these containers. Let's go to layout. Let's see how can we do this without changing the padding for each one. I think we should go for each one. Let's save our work and then change the padding for each one. Okay. So this one will have more space from the top, and more space for the temperature. For the weather condition. So for this one, I'll decrease the gap between these two containers. You can change these, so it's up to you. So no need to stick with the same gaps, spaces, and font size. I see this is clear here. Alright, let's go to the animation container now. I'll go to the component market and install a component called Lottie Animation. So just write Lottie and install it, and then easily drag it to the container, and it's a very easy component to use. I'll change the size for it. It should be aligned to the middle, and then I'll change the size from the layout tab. I'll set the width and height to be fixed numbers. Let's try this, not big, 200 pixels, maybe 150 is good, and the height will be the same. Okay, let's go back to the design and see. So I'll make it this smaller, title S, and let's overwrite, and it will be changed automatically. Okay. Let's keep it normal. See if can I change from here? No. I'll keep it normal. Okay. Make some change in the padding for each component. Now let's add the animation. I'll go to lottifiles.com and search for the image I want, or the animated image, and then see which one I want. Just click on it. So you can see a very beautiful ones. Just click on it and copy the Lottie animation URL. Go back to Appgyver and ensure that the source type is URL and paste the URL in the animation source and save. That's it. Let's see what we did in the on the mobile. So I need to remove in the navigation menu the header and the navigation menu. Disable it, save, and see our work. It's very nice. Let's go back. Let's duplicate this container and we will do just some changes in the name of the container and the text inside. So this is a very easy step. Change the color. This will be day. I'll change the numbers. 7, 12, and the weather condition to sunny. And I'll get new animation for the sunny. Let's take one of these. I'll take, I think, this one or this. See? No, not this. I'll take this one, more simple. And copy to animation source and save. It's taking some times. Yes, Appgyver. Go, go. Okay. It's good. Duplicate again. And we still have to go 2 containers. The evening one. So I remove the stretch to viewport so I can see easily what's going on in this container. And let's change the title to evening and the background color to, it's not this one. Let's take the tool again, get it, and okay, I'll add a new palette. I'll change the name of the container. Okay, and add new palette. Save. Change the numbers. This will be cloudy. all these titles and text will be automatically changed coming from the weather API. So I'm just changing these to make the design uh, more live when you see it before connecting to the API. And it will be easy for me when working with the design. So I'll get a cloudy animation. I think I should change the keyword. This one, oh, it's premium, so it's not free. So I'll close. Uh, I'll change the keyword. Let's see the weather. Oh, this one is good. Let's copy and paste it. And decrease the gap between the containers. Duplicate and finish the last one. The night container. Change the color of the background. Call it night background and save. And I'll remove the gap, change the weather condition. I'll make this clear. Go to design. And see. Oh, it's better to make this clear, I think, yeah. It's more logical after having sunny and cloudy to be clear here. Okay. Let's get this one. And paste. Let's save and see our design on the mobile. So we have now 4 parts, 4 containers. So the last one should be night, not evening. I'll change it to night. Save. Okay. Now everything is good, I think. And let's go to the next step. I'll go to the variables and add 3 variables. The first one will see which container is active, so I'll call it active container. It will be a text and it will hold the day, morning, or night, or evening. The other one will be the active container height. It will be a number. And the other one will be the inactive container height. So the height of the container will change according to the active container variable. The height will be changed between the active container height and the inactive container height. So I'll go to the first one and let's set the page variables before going to changing the height. I'll set the default value to be day for the active container variable, and let's copy and set the default value for the active container height. So this will be a formula. I'll make it related to the viewport height. So it will be 45% of the viewport height, or 40. Let's see which one is better. I can calibrate this after testing on the mobile phone. And the inactive container height, it will be also related to the viewport height. It will be 15%. So you can see that the total of the height for the all containers will be 100% because I want all the containers to be in the viewport. I don't want the scroll to be viewed in the screen, to be displayed in the screen. So I will ensure that the total percentage will be 100. Let's put the active container height connected to the height of each container. So for the first one, if the active container variable is morning, so the height will be the active container height. If it's not active, it will get the inactive container height. Let's check if we have made any mistakes. Yeah, this one. Okay, now I think it's correct. And let's save, copy and save. And I repeat this for other containers. For the day container, I'll go to custom height, set the height to formula, and paste. If it's day, it will be active height, and if it's not, it will be the inactive. And the same for the evening and night. Save, go to the next. Okay. Now let's save. And let's see if we should change anything. Okay. The active container height should be changed, and also the other one. So I'll go now to the variables. I think I'll select the Okay, I want the only the temperature and the parts of the day to be shown in the main screen for the inactive container. So I'm trying to make the align components to the top, so it will show only the first two components. Let's see how to do this. I'll make the align to the top for all the containers and check again. Okay, save, test. Oh, it's not working. Oh, I'll change the container height for the variables, not from here, from the logic of the page. I'll make this 50% of the viewport. Let's save and check. I think we can make it smaller, but let's stretch to the viewport height and then check, test again. Okay, I think this will fix the alignment of the components to be to top. What should I do here? Let's go to layout and make justify component to top. For the information container. Okay, I think that's what we want. Exactly. Save and test. Yeah, that's it. I'll change the numbers now for the active and inactive variables. This should be smaller than 50%, 45, or maybe more than 45, 47, 48. Save and change the other one. To be 16. Save and test. Okay, this is good, but maybe the last one should be smaller. Okay, I'll change the visibility for the animation, so it will be also related to the active container. So if the active container is morning for the first one, so the animation component will be visible. Other than, it will not be visible. I'll copy this and do it again for all the animation components. So If it's day, the visibility will be true. If it's not, will be false, not visible. The same for the evening, and lastly for the night. Save the work and test. So this is easier for me to see the gaps or spacings. Let's make this change the layout to be in the middle. So I want the animation to be in the middle, aligned in the middle with other components. Change this for all containers. Okay, save. That's good. Last thing, I think I should decrease the height for the inactive container, so the night container will be displayed in better way. So I'll change the gap first for this, and let's go to the page variable and make it 15% or more than this. Oh, oops, 15.5%. Yeah, this is good. What will happen now is the active container will be changed when the user will tap each container. So for the first container, I'll change the active container variable to be morning when the user click the morning container, and I'll copy this and repeat it for other containers. So if it's a day container, the active container variable will be day. So accordingly, the height of the active container will be changed, and the inactive containers will be shrinked to the inactive height. Let's make this night and save. And let's test. So in tabbing the morning, it will show the animation and change the height of the container and other containers. That's it. A very simple and nice design, I think. Thanks to the designers. And now we will go to next step, to the weather API. So let's go to the weatherapi.com, and after creating an account, you can go to my account and then copy your API key. Let's copy from here, and then you can go to API Explorer to see how you can connect to this API. So there's a default value for the city, and you just want to put your API key and then click on show response to see the call for this API, how it's going to be, and the response, how it will come from this API. So here in the response, it will have the location, the local time, for example, the current temperature now, and the weather condition, and also we'll have the wind speed and also the wind direction and the humidity and the feels like. This is the information we want, and we will connect our application to each text in our application to these properties. And let's test the data source if we connect it through REST API connector. So I'll add a new data source and I'll paste the call here. You can see that only secure URLs starting with HTTPS are supported, and as we are using a free account with the Weather API, it does not provide us with HTTPS request. So we cannot connect using a data source using REST API connector. That's why we will go to the Flow function market and install the HTTP request. You can see here that in most cases you should use data in the top toolbar, but in our case we cannot connect because we don't have permission to connect through HTTPS. So be careful because your connection is not secure here. And we will install the HTTP request flow function. This is very easy flow function. Just to drag it to the place you want. I will test it in the page focus, and I will alert the results using the alert flow function. I'll put the call inside the URL and ensure the HTTP method is get. Change the city to my current city, and then alert the response using the output value of another node, and the response is inside the HTTP request response body in JSON format. You can see that it's from any value type. I'll save and see the result. So it gives me the name of the location and the region. So the connection succeeded. And now we will start working in connecting our the information we fetched from the API to the text we have in our user interface. So first of all, I will save the information coming from the API inside a variable from the type any value, and then I'll go to the page and set page variable, which is the weather information. I'll select the weather information and connect using the output from another node and get the response body. So now I will have the information inside a variable, and this will be easy for me to get the information. I'll connect the HTTP request with the page mounted, so if the user refreshed, I don't want to get the information again to make a new call to the API. I will save And let's see our information. So first of all, I will connect the header with the name of the city and the country. So I'll go to properties of the text and connect it to a formula. Instead of writing static text, I'll get the weather information dot location dot name. So here I reach the name inside the location, and then I'll add a comma between quotation, and then I'll copy this and we'll get the country name. Let's ensure that the country is written. Okay, that's it, the name and the country. Save our work. Let's change the preview to be country or city, comma, country. Okay, I remove this space and save. It will be city, comma, space, and country. Save and test our connection with the information coming from the server. Yeah, it succeeded and we got our city and country. I'll change to another city, to my home country, homes. Save and see the result. Yeah, home Syria. Now we can go to next step. We need to change the call to be for all day parts. So I'll see the forecast tab and the days to be for one day. This response will include the temperature for each hour of the day, and that's what we want. The first one give us only the temperature for the current time, but here in our application we want the temperatures for the whole day. So here inside the hour it gives us the temperature according to each hour, so we can get what information we want. In each hour we have the temperature, the wind, speed, feels like, and everything. So here we can see that the forecast day and the hour are arrays, and the other information are inside objects. So we should work with arrays and objects. This will be a little bit tricky, and you can see what we will do to reach each information inside this response. Let me copy the call and change it inside the HTTP request. I'll change the city to homes. And the weather information will be the same. Okay. Let's start connecting. The temperature will be inside the weather information page variable and inside the forecast day. So this one will be inside the forecast. And inside the forecast we have the forecast day. And this forecast day is an array. The information inside it's inside an array. So, but it's the first number of the array, the first component of the array, the first item, sorry. So it will be 0. And then we'll have the hours. Also the hour is an array. I want the temp C inside the hour. So also it's the first item. And we will see the time. We want to check the time. If it's for the morning, I will get the 8 o'clock. I'll fetch the temperature for the 8 o'clock. So if the time is 8 o'clock, I will get the temperature. I'll use the find formula for this. And if the item is the item time. So to get the item time, I will use also the getDateTime component, which will bring only the hour. I will bring only the hour for this. So I will use the first parameter to be the time, the date time, and the other parameter will be the hour. So this getDateTime will bring the hour to be 11, 12, or 6, 8. And now I will check if the time is 8, so I'll get the temperature. To get the temperature, I need to use the lookup, because the find will get the object inside the array. As I said, it's a little bit tricky, so be careful when writing this. This makes Appgyver, I think, a low-code platform, not no-code, because we are using this formula, but it's very powerful. Let's check the hour. So I'll get the object. From the object, I'll get the property temperature C if the time is 8 o'clock. So I should check here the time. If it's 9, I have an error here. I'll make it 8 and check again. Let's save and test. Save and see if it's working or not. Yeah, it's working. So I reached the temperature inside the object of the 8 o'clock. So now I'll do the same for other containers. Just I'll change the time for the day will be 3 p.m. and for the evening to be 8 p.m. maybe 20. So please, if you have any questions regarding the formula or anything, you can reach me in the comments. So feel free to write any comment you want, any question. We can work together on it to be clear 100%. For the night will be 1 o'clock morning. And save the work and test. Very good. We have the temperature now. And clicking on each of these containers will display the information for each part of the day. Now let's go to the next property, which is feels like. It's outside the hour. It's inside the hour, but it's only the feels like. Okay, save. Change the preview. And we'll do the same for others. Copy this. Just change the time. Just a copy and paste. The whole work now is just copy and paste. Let's get the fields like. Save. the result. Okay, everything is connected successfully. So let's go back and reconnect the height according to the active container. So now we want to change the animated component to be according to the weather condition. So I want some kind of database which have all the weather conditions, and I'll connect this to the related animation from the Lottie Animation website. So I'll go to the weather API. We have here the weather condition file which have all the available condition in the API. It's clear, sunny, or other. They will have this inside a CSV file. I'll download this and let's check it. So we have all the day and night conditions. The only difference between the day and night is the sunny and clear. All other are the same. So I'll delete the icon because I'm getting the image from the Lottie files website, and I'll delete the codes. The only thing I want is the condition name. I'll add the clear here for the night. I have the condition name, and I'll put in the new column the URL of the Lottie animation in the Lottie files website. I'll go now to the lottiefiles.com and search for each condition, for each weather condition. Copy the URL for the image or for the animation and paste it in the Excel file. So I'll do this for all the weather conditions I have. You can easily download this file from the description, so no need to work on it. It will take many time and effort. So I'll make it available in the description under this video. Okay, now we have all the weather condition animation images. I'll save this file as a CSV, which is uh, comma separated value, and save it. And I'll go now to CSV to JSON. I'll convert this file to a JSON structure. It's a very easy step. I get the file from choose file and then convert. I'll copy the result. It will give me a CSV, a JSON structure, which includes condition and the URL. I'll go to Appgyver and add a page variable from the type. I'll call it weather condition, and it will be a list of objects. So this list of objects will be the value which I copied from the CSV to JSON. So I'll set it using a formula, and just to paste here all the information I got after converting the CSV file. Let's save. So this will make my work easy when I want to compare the condition I got from the weather API with the condition I have inside the CSV file and fetch the corresponding animation. Now let's see what the formula we will use for to connect the URL with the weather condition. It worked. It's just kind of find and look up and then connecting and getting the URL of the weather condition if it's equal to the condition we got from the weather API. That's great. Let's repeat this. So if the time is 8 and the condition is the same as the condition we got from the weather API, it will get the URL of the Lottie animation. It's a mix between the lookup and find to reach each property of the object. Let's save. So everything is working now. Yeah. The last thing we want to do is just to change to connect the height of each container according to the active container. So it will be a formula. If it's the active container is morning, it will set to active container height. If not, it will be the inactive. Let's save and repeat for other containers. Day, and evening. lastly, the night. Save. And let's test. All is working in very nice way. It's really helpful. Just last step. I want the active container to be automatically set according uh, to the local time uh, of the which the user is in. So when the user is opening the application, if it's, let's say, 2 p.m., it will open the day, not the morning or anything else. So I'll get the hour from the weather information. It's inside the location and inside the local time. Let's delete this, okay. And I'll get the hour using the get date time component, as we saw before. This formula will give us the current hour now coming from the weather API. So the active container will be set according to the hour. So if the hour now is between 4 and 12, it will be morning. No, this one should be okay. If it's not between 4 and 12, we'll go to the next part of the day. It will be between 12 and let's make it 8. Yeah, so if it's 8, this should be 11. So if it's bigger than 11, greater than 11, and smaller than 9, so it will be between 12 and 8. It will be day. Oh, yeah. And for the evening, if it's between if it's greater than 8, that's mean 9, 10, 11, and till this should be till 1 o'clock morning, I think. Let's check this. Let's make this from 8. Let's search for day parts. And see what are the times. So the morning between 5 till 12 p.m. The day will be between 12 to 5, so let's change accordingly. If it's between 5 and 12, where should I put this? Let's make it 4 to 12. Okay, 5 to 12. So it's greater than 4. And this should be morning. Else, if it's between more than 12 and less than 5 p.m., so it should be less than 6, it will be day. And if it's greater than 6 and less than should be less than the evening between 5 and 9, so it will be less than 22. It will be evening. And else it will be night. We have problem and the brackets. Maybe I forgot something. Let me check. Yeah, I forgot here maybe to put brackets. No. If close if else if. Last check here, I forgot to put if and open bracket. Okay, it's correct now. Let's save our work and test. Yeah, that's great. Now the active automatically set to night because it's 3 o'clock morning now. And our application is working successfully. Very nice design and very practical application. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you liked it, and put in the comments whatever questions you have. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.